Hello everybody, today I'll be introducing Indian food. In India, whenever we sit down to eat, we have many side dishes. We'll be trying everything and I hope you guys will enjoy it.
I heard that Indians eat their meal with their hands. Is there a special reason for it?
So basically we eat food with our hand because like yoga, there's like chakras in your body.
Yeah.
And they say that it's the spirituality and the chakras, like they're connected to our fingers as well, like the brain and the optic nerve endings, they end at the fingers. So because of that, if you eat from your hands, it's still connected to your chakra, so it improves your digestion. Like that perspective, it has been like a part of Indian tradition to have food with like your hand. And also like there are times where we have food with the spoon or fork, depending on the consistency of the food. So for example, this is Raita, we will eat it with like spoon, or that matter chili chicken by spoon. So depending on what there is, usually you change between the spoon or like your hand.
Do you have a specific hand to use?
Oh, we use the right hand usually because you know, like the left hand is used for cleaning.
Okay.
Yeah. So usually,
wiping?
Yeah, for wiping and cleaning. So usually it's because of that, but I think there are a lot of left-handed people nowadays. So you might also see somebody eating from the left. That doesn't necessarily mean like their left hand is not clean, you know? So shall we like now try out the food? And I think we should try with this because it's like a starter. It's called papad. Basically, papad you have it in different forms. So you can have it like with tomato, chili, and onion, or you can have it plain like this. And it's made from flour, chickpeas, lentils. There are many different variations.
It looks like nachos.
Yeah. It does.
I really like chickpea.
And I don't know, when I was a kid, I used to like dip it a bit in yogurt. As a kid, I used to like do this. I don't know if everybody else does it, but it used to like add more flavor.
It
So
tastes really good with this.
I love this. Much better. When you cut it, you can use both hands, right?
I mean, yeah, you can use both hands, of course.
Well, I want to try like the real Indian style.
I mean, papad, we usually like just go for it like this.
It's really salty, but it's so good. Like,
Is yogurt with vegetables inside?
I think there's like cucumber and a bit of onion. Because, yeah, it's called Raita. So that's what's there.
It's a seed that's on top of
Oh, it's jeera, cumin. Yeah, in English, because I know the spices in Hindi mainly. It's the cumin seeds.
It looks like the thing we put on the yangguzi.
Yeah.
That's juice.
Yeah, it is that. It is that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it is that, yeah.
it.
What do you guys think so far of papad?
when I ate it alone, it was a bit dry and like a bit bitter. But I really like it with this yogurt.
Well, I really like this. As I said, it kind of like looks like nacho, and I like the crunchiness of it. I thought it would be like a bread-like texture, but it's not. It's more close to chip. That's why I like it, because I like
It's
the
like a
crunchy
big
ones.
chip.
But it's kind of spicy.
Yeah.
Like, there's
Yeah,
some
yeah, yeah.
spice left in my mouth.
Yeah.
How did you like it?
I really like the
Combination?
combination with this thing. If I only eat this, I don't know how to describe the taste, but
Me
with
neither.
this, it's really good.
Oh, really?
I agree. What about you? What's your favorite way?
I like it with either curd or with some topping. I just like the extra pang of flavor that's there.
I think I also agree with you and you. Maybe like I think I would have to eat it with a dip because if I eat it alone, it's like I don't know. It's a bit hard to
different
keep
for you,
eating.
yeah. That's understandable.
I think it goes well with tomato.
Oh yeah, it does. It really
So
does.
try that.
So this is basically chili chicken, Chinese-inspired Indian dishes. So basically chili chicken, we don't use our hand to have it. We use our hand to have the other dishes. So you can just use your spoon.
So is there like different flavors of this type of chicken?
Chili chicken, no, it just comes in one flavor. It's just like Chinese-inspired chili chicken in India.
As a Chinese, what do you think?
It's really spicy.
It's spicy?
Yeah. It's really spicy for me.
This is so good.
Yeah. I think most of the spicy kind of Chinese food is similar taste about this one. Right? It's spicy, right?
It is spicy.
It is spicy.
Because you said that, I was so worried, but it's not that spicy to me. Maybe I was helped by the yogurt. If I like have a lot of
It's really
yogurt.
spicy.
When you chew it, like I think the pepper this kind of comes out?
It is spicy.
Yeah, but it is spicy.
I can smell like, is there paprika in it?
You say paprika, but in India you call it capsicum.
Oh!
So I get
No
confused
wonder.
very often. The capsicum, paprika goes into it. Yeah.
I can taste it. It's very spicy, but it's not that like stomach aching spicy.
No,
it's
it's
just
only
that it
the-
just stays here.
Yeah. Like that is the difference. A lot of the Indian dishes, if they're spicy, they usually feel spicy in the throat. Yeah. But in the stomach, usually you never feel spicy.
Yeah.
My tongue is feeling it, but it's not like painful. I'm so glad. I was actually worried because some spice makes me choke for a second when I swallow it. But this doesn't do that.
We eat it with this rice, right?
Yeah, you can like have it with the rice. Like, and if you just see like the consistency of the rice is also very different because it's like a bit flowy. You
It's
know?
a bit maybe dry.
Yeah, dry and like flowy because like Indian rice, basmati rice is basically supposed to be like really long, not sticky at all.
Yeah. I
So-
think in America we do call it basmati rice, but we also call it long grain rice.
Long grain rice, yeah, because the grain is longer than normal rice. So this is a very popular. It's actually considered a bit luxurious to have basmati rice compared to other normal non-sticky rice because it's expensive and it's like longer, luxurious grain. Since it was spicy,
Yeah.
do you want to try having like the dal with the naan, the bread? It will help you mute it.
I love naan. Yes.
So let's go for it. So for this, like we use our hands. Like usually you're supposed to like only use one hand, but it's hard to like get into because it's not that hot right now. And then you just take it, you just dip it in, like you're grabbing a scoop, and then you just. And if you want, like you can have a sip of curd, like bite of curd and get two.
But you don't like bite the naan, you have to rip it.
We usually rip it and then we like bite it on inside. We don't have it like that.
Okay.
We don't eat naan on a daily basis.
Oh.
We usually have roti, which is like a simpler, more healthier, softer version. Naan is for special occasions or if you go to a restaurant. Plus you make this in like a tandoor, like it's a tandoor oven. So you have to stick it in and you'll wait it to heat.
Like brick oven?
Yeah.
Brick oven.
Yeah, brick
Brick
oven.
oven.
Yeah,
Stone
yeah.
oven.
Like it's something like that. You make it in there. So basically, for naan, it's a bit more complicated. So it's only for like special occasions or going to the restaurant. So that time it's served very hot, and because it's like a lot of people, it ends very quickly.
So naan is kind of like a luxury food too.
Not luxury food. It's just like it's hard to make and it's harder to digest than roti. It's not consumed as often.
Like Indian restaurants in Korea, every place has naan.
Yes.
Yeah,
Every
yeah.
Indian place has naan, yeah. I thought you eat it every day, like daily life thing.
I think it's because like naan is a really popular Indian bread that is in Korea, so that's why they don't have roti as an option.
Like in Korea, there's like different flavors of naan, like cheese, butter, honey
Yeah.
butter,
Oh, yeah.
Garlic.
like
Yeah.
garlic. Is that in like
Yeah,
India
yeah,
too?
we have that. I'm glad you guys like it so far. Like, what do you think about the dal though? This is
love
lentil soup, but it's like made with like spices like turmeric, maybe a bit of chili powder. In my dal fry, I usually put in like onions, a bit of tomato, some cumin seeds, and some like rye seeds. So depending from household to household, the recipe usually differs. But this is like the basic meal because it's like a vegetarian alternative. It's really popular amongst like vegetarian households as well. Like every single day, you will have a different variation of dal.
I'm good because I can eat this every day. I think like it's really good.
I thought it would be really spicy because you know, like Indian spices, they're not red, but it's super spicy. Like there are some spices like that, and this isn't spicy, so that kind of surprised me too. How did you like it?
Maybe because this one is way more spicy.
Oh, yeah.
We eat this first, and then we try this, then we will feel less spicy.
Yeah.
I really
Because
like
like
this.
dal is usually healthier. It's always like less spicy. You can make it spicy if you want. And actually there's also like sweet dals that are available. Like in the state of Gujarat, they have like sweeter version of this. So depending on state or like the household, the recipe is different. But because it's supposed to be healthy for your body, they don't really make it spicy.
It's kind of hard to like meet other Indian dishes that's other than curry in like foreign countries because curry is like super famous, right? It's one of the traditional foods in India, so I think that's why we can express it as curry. Like that's the only way we can express it because we never.
Yeah, what we usually have available at home is not available here because the Indian restaurants usually bring the most popular items. to sell. Yeah. And usually when we're at home, we eat like this. Like we eat with maybe like roti, one dal, maybe a vegetable on the side, or like chicken on the side. Sometimes you have curd. So my dad has curd every single day.
Okay.
So
He's a curd lover.
so basically we usually have like 3 to 4 dishes on like 2 or 3 dishes on the side. So it's like this. It's called the thali. And if you want rice later, you can always help yourself and have some rice.
So this isn't like daily.
It depends. Like, I mean, honestly, usually Indians have rice at night because it induces sleep.
Oh.
Whereas roti is preferred to be like eaten during the day. So, because you know, if you're working, you need to like have energy. You don't need to feel groggy, you know.
Yeah.
But rice can make you feel really sleepy and heavy. So that's why usually moms would say like, no, eat rice at night.
Okay.
You'll feel heavy like this in the day. But based on your mood, you can eat whenever you want.
I think this is kind of similar to the Korean traditional dishes. Like we call it hansang charim. We have rice and there's like a lot of side dishes, but price depends on which restaurant you go or like which place you go. Because when you go to a traditional market, it's super cheap. But when you go to a luxury restaurant, then like it's like super expensive. It's kind of like similar.
Yeah, in
India too.
India, if you like go outside and you want to have thali,
Yeah.
you get like thalis in like the street areas, like the cheaper restaurants that are very tasty. Just for like maybe 500 rupees, 1,000 rupees, that would be like around manon, around imanon, in between.
Not cheap.
I mean, like the thing is, the conversion is a bit different because right now I've only like given you these many foods, but in India the thali comes with like a lot.
It's like that big.
Like it's this big. So usually it's shared by 2 people. If not one person.
Thali is
Because it's that big in a restaurant. And like if you go to a high-end restaurant, it would be like more expensive. But because there's so many dishes, usually it's cheap for everybody to just have thali.
Oh, so it's not like a one person portion. It's like always for 2 people or more.
No. I think in some of the states like Rajasthan, the thalis can be as cheap as like 50 rupees. The cheapest would be like 1,000 Korean won. So basically, you will get a lot of cheap alternatives that taste amazing. You don't need to go to the expensive places. Let's try this one. If you want, we can have it with rice.
What's this?
This is chicken tikka masala. Usually, I think you guys must have tried butter chicken.
Yes.
This is slightly different from that. The chicken that goes into it is chicken tikka, and like the curry is very different from butter chicken. So you can eat it with either naan or rice, so whatever you prefer. In India, like nowadays you would see people having like chicken and like curries with spoons, but it is also like traditional to have it with your hand.
Yeah.
So basically what we do is like maybe we'll take some of the curry, put it in, then mix it a bit.
Okay.
Okay?
Let me just try. I kind of feel like I'm a child like playing with my food.
Oh, I have to mix it like
We have some meat inside?
Yes.
Yeah,
the
chicken.
Okay.
So
Wow.
you just
This is so
mix
fun.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
you mix it and then you
It kind of
take
feels good.
it and then you just.
Why is it kind of sweet?
This is so
I
good.
think it's because of the curry.
This is so
Wow.
good.
In India, usually if you go to like a house, you'll see the mom is feeding the child
Oh.
with her hand. I think it's really sweet and it's like just part of the culture. And I don't know why. The food, as for me, it always tastes like better when my mom is like trying to feed me or my grandmother is feeding me. It tastes better than it does when I'm feeding myself. So I think there's also a lot of love and care that goes into like feeding the other person with the hand, other than like the digestion and the spiritual purpose of it.
But what if you eat like this and you want to change menu?
Are you gonna go to wash your hand and
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I mean, usually you're eating at home. You won't be really changing the menu.
I mean, like if I want to try this now. Then.
Oh, then you can just take it with this and just go ahead and
Oh.
you can just have that. You can just mix and match.
Oh, okay. Okay.
If you like go to India India. Sometimes like in South India and Northeast and Eastern India, you won't have the plate. Sometimes you eat on a palm leaf.
Oh.
So even when you're eating on the palm leaf, you usually eat with like your hand. It's very much part of the culture.
Oh.
If it's too spicy for you guys, you could try that, like clean up your spoon and then take some curd with the cucumber, and then mix it with your rice.
You eat curd with rice?
Yes, this is a very popular dish, especially like down south, like in South India. Curd and rice is really popular.
Oh.
And it's like also an alternative for days you're sick and you cannot really have spices. Usually people have like curd and rice.
Yeah.
And this is like a household staple in that sense.
So if you eat with the palm tree, it's really good because you don't need to wash the dishes. It's just trash.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just
Smart.
Just trash the leaves together.
I think some families just like the remaining, they just fold it over and then use it as like compost for trees.
But that's such a good idea.
Out of all of this, which one did you like the most?
This one.
Last one.
Oh,
The last one?
I like them all.
Choose one.
But they're all like equally good to me.
For me, this is my favorite. Really?
I think
From back home. This is your favorite too?
It tastes so much like the ones you get home.
maybe I don't have a favorite, but if I had to eat one every day, I think I would definitely eat this one every day because it's like it's good and it's the easiest to eat. Yeah.
And it's actually vegan too.
Why am I like this? Yeah. How did you eat it so clean?
Yeah, after you eat, you do it. Okay.
Oh, you have to suck it. I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
I don't know. You have to.
Because earlier
every-
my hand looked like this, and I was just like,
It may vary from person to person. I personally like to like clean it all up.
yeah.
Not a single morsel to be very
Yes,
special.
because I looked at her hand and it was so clean, and I was like, how did? So I just tried to slowly like lick off the big pieces.
I don't know, it may be placebo effect for me, but I think the food tastes better when you're eating with your hand.
Oh yeah. I like this because it's very smooth. And it's not spicy, and the chicken is super smooth, and like there's sauce inside the chicken too. So I love it.
I'm glad you guys are enjoying it.
Yeah, it's really good.
Oh, this feels so good.
Yeah, right.
It's so weird, but it's so good. I don't know why, but I like it.
Yeah, it does feel good though.
Now that you guys like tried out the thali and the different dishes and like even trying by hand or the different combinations, how do you guys feel about the food?
I really love it. I mean, I love the flavors. I have no complaints about the flavors, except maybe I'm not used to eating yogurt like this in this big amount, maybe. So after eating the spicy foods and the other things, it was really sour. But it still tastes really good, and I feel like my mom would really like this because she absolutely loves like these types of yogurt dishes. And I won't lie that at first it was really awkward for me to eat with my hands because I'm really not used to it. Like in America, of course, people eat like lots of burgers and stuff like that. Even I don't really do that. Like I eat it with a fork. So picking up the very squishy type of food and like mixing it with my rice, it was a bit awkward, but like after I do it a few times now, it's fine. It's just I wasn't used to it at first, but it was so good.
Well, I really loved it, especially like the dishes. I thought it would be like super spicy, or like I could feel the Indian style spices, but there wasn't that much spice in it. So I think it was really easier for me to eat or try the new foods. But same as Sophia, curd, this is kind of hard for me because well, it's yogurt and it's kind of salty, right? Well, I'm not really used to plain yogurt, especially like the salty version of it. So that was kind of awkward. It wasn't bad, but it's kind of awkward. But it was still good, and it was really nice to learn about new cultures. I really liked it. It's fun to learn about a new culture.
For me, it's my first time to see the yogurt with the vegetables inside.
Yeah.
When you have this dish, do you always mix the rice and also this together? It's like you eat these two together?
Thing is, for some dishes, you don't have yogurt together because sometimes the yogurt is not compatible with the food, so it can cause problems in your stomach. But for this set, I think you can have yogurt with rice and dal and everything. Usually, we don't have yogurt with meat, so you will not pair yogurt with. Yeah, you cannot pair yogurt with like chicken curries or mutton curry or even chicken dishes. We usually pair it like with dal or like vegetables or just with rice and roti. Yeah.
So you either have like meat or yogurt.
Yogurt is like a side dish, so you can decide whether you want it or not.
Okay.
So I really like this one.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
same,
Tastes
same.
like a little bit milk taste and really soft. At the first time I was like, but later I feel like, wow. I guess maybe next time when I go to Indian food restaurant, I will try. Will they say weird?
No, they're like you're a native.
They will be very happy.
Yeah.
They'll be proud of you. Like, wow.
Oh, they really eat in the right way. Okay.
Nikki is Indian now. So today I introduce you guys to the Indian way of eating food and like the different kinds of combinations and the food. And I'm so glad that all of you really enjoyed it and liked it. So I hope everybody who was watching loved it too. And thank you so much for today, and we will see you again. If you guys like this video, please leave a comment, like, share and subscribe.
Nice.